turn us up. Hey, it's the DETOUR.
Hey, what is up, guys? Kyle here, and this week I asked you guys for some questions, and I'm gonna answer them. Here we go! From a name that I can only assume is TIE Fighter, favorite Doom game, and what demon is the most satisfying to kill? If I'm being honest, every demon in Doom Eternal is satisfying to kill, but there is nothing like taking down an Archvile. That panic scream that just escapes from its throat when it knows that the lights are gonna go out, something that's that dangerous and is still faithful to the original as how terrifying they were when you overcome one, oh god. It's incredible. Thor Thomas King wants to know, who do you think are your biggest filmmaking inspirations? I quite enjoy your short film collages on here. Now, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by short film collages. I guess maybe I threw a couple of things on there. So I guess, yeah, we did like Backyard and a couple of different things. I gotta revive all my old stuff and start making some new things. Side note, that is actually a goal. I do want to try to actually make some short films this year and at least like do like some minute-and-a-half ones and just try out some VFX. I may have tried some backroom stuff that I want to have some fun with, but we'll see how that goes. But to answer your question, man, I would say that really for me it would be Spielberg, David Fincher, James Wan, and filmmaking is really only one part of a medium that I love when it comes to entertainment. I find myself revering a lot of game directors and just motion capture artists and different things, and that's really a lot of where my inspiration comes from now. Is I see an idea that is so ridiculous and then there's a way to actualize it with a morph suit and ping pong balls and just with people's voices and pretending that a stick is a gun, you know, like there's just so much imagination in it. But definitely David Fincher. When you look at the VFX of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Social Network, the entirety of his filmmaking is just so top notch, not only because he was originally a VFX artist, but also because he does as many takes as he needs to get his shot, and I love the way that he said it. I'll be paraphrasing this, but essentially what he said was, you know, actors get paid millions of dollars to be on set. They can sit through as many takes as I put them through because they're gonna go cry in their mansion, you know, because I worked them too hard. So I'm embellishing a bit on that, but that's essentially his attitude, is that no, we do this until we get it right, and I love that. Fireheart asks, do you believe in deja vu and or parallel universes? And I truly believe that anything is possible. I came from a Christian background, and the core belief of Christianity of how you attain salvation is that God became a man, died, and rose again. So if I'm going to grow up believing that, then for me, believing anything is pretty much possible. Trust me, there's lots of bullshit, and just because you hear a bump in the night doesn't mean that... That was weird. Just because you hear a bump in the night doesn't mean that there's something evil. Houses make noises and there's ways to debunk things, but there's a lot of compelling evidence out there, I think, for different things, and I'm somebody that's very open-minded. So when it comes to deja vu, parallel universes, yes, 100%. I've had deja vu. It's the toughest thing to explain, especially with things that are paranormal, is that if there is an explanation for things, then go ahead and tell me, but there are some things that can't be explained. So yeah, I'd say 100%. Cyclonix wants to know, what is your favorite homemade meal? Now, I know that this is going to change soon because Crystal hasn't made me dinner yet. That's one of the things that we want to do. So I'm sure that one of her things is going to probably dethrone one thing or another. But there's just something about mom making me an egg sandwich that is so comforting. I've had different times that, you know, when I've been on my lunch break, I've gone over to her house. You know, it's a bit of a trek, but I, you know, make it over there and hang out with her and talk, and she'll ask me if I've eaten yet, and of course she's gonna feed me, you know, because that's just how it goes. But no, it's a very comforting thing. It's something that she made for me when I was very young, and when she makes it, it's just, nobody makes an egg sandwich like her. It's just great. Peachy wants to know, if you could choose a superpower, which one would you pick? Flight. I want to fly. Ever since I watched Chronicle, it's something that I've always wanted to experience. I've always wanted to know what it's like to walk into my backyard and just look up and then the heavens are mine and just go anywhere that I want to and I can be back before lunch. It's just so cool. A lot of people say that they would want telepathy or they would want the ability to read minds, but I don't want that. I like being in my head the way that I am, and I don't need anything getting through. Twiz wants to know, you've got 72 hours to play only one song. Which one are you gonna pick? This is very, very simple. Fall for Me by Sleep Token. For those of you that don't know, my Spotify Wrapped said that I think I listened to it over 1,000 times, and it's an easy song to listen to that's 2 minutes long, so you can get through it quite a bit in an hour. But yeah, that song is just, it's one I don't get sick of. find anything bad about it. It's perfect to me. I love that song almost as much as I love Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. Iris is my favorite song of all time, and that Fall For Me is definitely a number 2. It's something I can't get sick of. It's a reminder, it's a comfort, it's therapy, it's everything, you know, and I've listened to it on repeat many nights in a row. So that one, no question. Fall For Me by Sleep Token. Your mom's bed partner wants to know, favorite Call of Duty? Personally, I still love Ghosts. So I'll be honest, I didn't really get super into Call of Duty. I was definitely more of a Naughty Dog guy, so I was playing, you know, Uncharted, The Last of Us, things like that. But in the same hand, I did get my hands on Black Ops quite a bit, and that one has to be my favorite just because of the zombies. I would have to say that World War II zombies would have to take a very close second to that. And I've played the newest zombies, and it's pretty cool. It's a nice open world thing, and it's definitely hard and it's challenging for one person to go through it. It's better to do with a team. But I would have to say that definitely Black Ops hands down. God, I miss Nuketown so much. That was a time of my life when I literally had Taco Bell for lunch and dinner almost every single day for an entire summer, and all I did was play Black Ops with my brother CJ. It was amazing. Atra wants to know, what's something you thought you would love about reacting to music and podcasting that ended up being a drag? And what's something that you never even thought about that you really enjoy? I would say that it's the toughest thing, not even just with reacting. I mean, it's mainly on that end of things, but the audience disconnect. It's something that Eric and I have tried many times, and you know, it's like keeping you guys updated and letting you know like what we're doing and trying to get as much information out there. There are people to this day that are still telling us to react to Sleep Token, and we've done their entire discography, you know, so it's like it's things like that where like you don't expect that. You would think like, man, like, you know, like we put all this information out there, like a simple Google search will tell you this stuff, you know. So I think it more so becomes an issue when people are shitty, like when people want to leave comments because, you know, they think they're an expert on something with YouTube when they've never uploaded a video a day in their life, you know, and it gets very frustrating, and I go back and forth with how I deal with it. But in the same hand is that's the part that really is a drag, is that it's not even the fact of us having to say the things over and over again. It's more so the malice that comes with it, where people just have an attitude, and it really blows. Something that I didn't even think about that I enjoy has to be like when Eric and I are reacting and we are genuinely having fun. We forget about everything except the song, you know, and it's locking into that thing. Like we have said it before, that when we sit down and the second that he says, "Welcome back, you music junkies," that the world shuts off, and all that matters in that moment is just doing our thing. And we do our best, you know, like we have fun with it. And some nights are work, you know, because of life stuff, or because, you know, of stress, or because of tech issues, or, you know, just not feeling it. You know, it's tough, but the thing is, when the magic happens, and I've experienced that a couple of times before with different things, but Rykerroad is special for that. There's something really awesome about that when Eric and I get to genuinely enjoy music together, which we do on Rykerroad. For those of you that don't know, Eric and I, whenever we were younger, we would meet up at, you know, different family get-togethers, or we would, you know, be over at each other's houses and, like, you know, with our, you know, significant others at the time, and we would always sneak off together with our phones and show each other music, you know, and it was always so exciting to see how my older brother was going to react to something and how impressed he was with the music I was listening to. But then the complete inverse would happen as well too on my end, where I would just be blown away by the stuff that he was into and the things that he found on early internet. You know, it was wild. So that's definitely a good thing for sure. Justin wants to know, where did Yins hang the Sleep Token logos I sent you? 1 second. So for those of you that have not seen this, this is a real steel, but this is a real piece of steel that Justin cut the Sleep Token logo out of it. Look at it. Isn't that awesome? I'll be honest, man, we haven't found a place to put it yet, just because we want to make sure that it's going to shine wherever it's going to go. And a lot of the places that we have are these gray tiles, and it kind of gets lost. So I want to try to find a place that maybe that's on a black tile or somewhere that we can put it, that we can really make this thing shine. I actually might even put a light over it too. We'll see what happens. But this thing is safe. It's actually in the podcast room right now, laying safely, and it's doing its thing. So when we finally have a place for it, I'll make sure that you can see it on the Facebook page, man. So I love this. This is honestly one of my favorite things we've ever gotten. Thunder Rooster, Ron, my man, he says, what will it take for you to get on a cruise? You can't say no. What would you do to survive it? Buddy, I'm gonna be upfront with you. I freak out whenever I see a picture of the ocean. I can't do it, man. The only thing that would have to happen is I would have to be unconscious the entire time. And it sucks because I know that cruises are awesome. I know that there's great music. I know that there's wine tastings and there's incredible rooms, and sometimes room service is always free, you know, those kinds of things. And I'm honestly not even worried about being seasick or anything. It's just, man, just being out in the middle of the ocean, it genuinely terrifies me, and I don't know if it's something I could ever do, man. I'm sorry. I want to, but I'm freaking out about having to get on a ferry for an island that's in Ohio for Crystal and I and Eric and Meg and everybody to go to check it out and have lunch. Like, it makes me nervous thinking about it, to have to get on a ferry to go across choppy waters just to get to an island where there's people that are there every day and they take the ferry. It scares me. So, sorry. Lori, she wants to know, in light of your upcoming birthday, do you have a favorite birthday memory, or what was your favorite birthday gift you got when you were younger? Honestly, the one thing that I love doing the most, and it's some of the best memories I've ever had, there was a bowling alley that we used to go to that they would do cosmic bowling. They would turn off all the lights. It was nothing but black lights and LEDs and neon signs and lasers and space machines and all those things, which I have decorated the house with and I use in my studio spaces. So I've taken that little bit with me in my life. There was something about being a kid and just knowing that it was fine to be up that late, because they ran it from, I think, like 11 to 3 or something, and we would just get pizza and all my friends would come, you know, people that can make it, and it was such a great time. I really miss that, and I hope that they bring it back, because I've heard that they're building it again, or that there's going to be one that's going to be like kind of close, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I miss cosmic bowling a lot. John Martin wants to know, would you rather have 30 days of night or 30 days of daylight, and why? So I'm kind of weird. I do love me some good sunlight. I do love grilling outside during the day, but I love a good summer night with a wonderful breeze, and to have all the windows open in the house and, you know, have candles lit and just, you know, creating a really solid environment. I would have to say 30 days of night, as long as there's no vampires. If we're throwing vampires into this question, then I'm not doing 30 days of night. Especially if it's the ones that are in 30 Days of Night. My God, have you guys ever seen that movie? It's terrifying. But yeah, nighttime, definitely. I just want to be able to relax, and that's my time that I do relax, and that's mainly when I medicate too, is at night. So it's a very good time for me. Finishing strong with Lola, she asks, what was the worst thing, or what you thought was the worst thing you did as a child that you kept from your parents? So hopefully Dad doesn't watch this, because maybe he knows about this and I don't know that he knows, but Dad got a Star Trek game. It was one of those that you would play it with a VHS tape. You know, it would play while you were, you know, playing the game, and like different things would happen, kind of like Atmosphere. Do you remember that game? I remember that game. But no, I remember Mom telling me, oh yeah, he has this, you know, this board game downstairs, and you know, it's a classic, it's a collectible, it's this, it's that. And I was overcome by so much curiosity that I opened it, and I removed some pieces from this very expensive collectible. I remember thinking to myself after I played with it for a while that I was like, oh shit, this isn't good. I can't put this stuff back how like it should be. So I put it back in the closet and never said anything. Never got grounded, never got found out, so hopefully that means that everything's good. What if Dad has it right now, and now he's gonna go check the box if he still has it? Oh God.
I might die.
I never said I was a good kid, but I was definitely a kid. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap this up for this questions video. If you want me to make more videos like this, comment below and ask me your question, and there's a chance that it might get answered. So we'll see what happens. 500 likes. And I'll do another one of these, or until I get bored, one of the two. Thanks for your solid questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.